a race to the top in Recife. Italy and Costa Rica fight it out in the first game tonight. Do Costa Rica have more firepower in their ranks after the opening win over Uruguay? And all eyes will be on this man as France take on familiar foe Switzerland in their 37th meeting. The winner bags a spot in the knockouts if Ecuador and Honduras manage just a tie later tonight. And last night, Sao Paulo was witness to how exactly a man can change a team's fortunes. Luis Suarez, magical Suarez, is fit and fine. 2 goals from him leave England's campaign on the brink of an early exit. Hello and welcome to IBN Sports. I'm Vendra Dorji, and yes, we have a fresh lineup of matches for you tonight. That's if you have recovered from the Suarez show last night. Once again, joining me in the studio, Novi Kapadia, our football analyst, and with him, Coach Karim Ben Sharifa, coach of I-League's Pune FC. But moving quickly into the show, there's 3 matches lined up for you today. First up, the group of death will witness a battle for the top spot as Italy take on Costa Rica in Recife. Cesar Prandelli's men opened their campaign with a well-plotted win over England, while Mario Balotelli displayed yet again his caliber as a top-notch striker. It was the midfield maestro Andrea Pirlo who once again will try and orchestrate Italy's attack. The Costa Ricans, though, will be up for the challenge after a terrific start where they be outclassed Uruguay 3-1 in their opening game. Switching flanks with great speed, and Central Americans midfield will yet again be looking to provide striker Joel Campbell the crucial throws. Okay, we'll go to Novi first. Novi, I mean, this was the group of death, Group D with teams like Costa Rica, Italy, England. You would have thought those were the 3 teams that would, fight it out for the 2 spots, for the 2 teams that move into the next round. But Costa Rica, I mean, that's like a dark horse almost.
See, 3 of the teams were ranked in the top 10 in FIFA. Uruguay 7, Italy 9, England 10. And yet, ironically, it's the team ranked 28th, Costa Rica, which is in the running, and England are almost out of it. So, Costa Rica has become like Senegal were in the 2002 World Cup. The real giant killers, the David versus Goliath type team. And who knows, with so much humidity at Recife, can they surprise Italy also? Can they get away with the draw? They are oozing with confidence after that win against Uruguay. But of course, Italy is a different kettle of fish. Very professional, very organized. They would be able to smother the threat of Joel Campbell. But it should be a fascinating match.
Okay, Karim, of course, gave us his lineup for tonight before the show today. Let's take a look at how exactly he thinks the team should play this one. Right up front, that's Mario Balotelli, and of course Gianluigi Buffon comes back into the squad after having successfully recovered from his injury. Now, Novi sir, I mean, Costa Rica against Uruguay, that's an easy victory for them against quite a big team. But right now, I mean, Uruguay didn't really have Luis Suarez for that game, but right now you have somebody like a Balotelli up front. There's Andrea Pirlo to do with this. This really won't be as easy. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be, but it really won't be that easy for for Costa Rica tonight.
No, certainly. I mean, we've seen Suarez turns around Uruguay. He's such a charismatic figure, so that he really makes a lot of difference. And Balotelli will be tough to handle, but then Costa Rica do play with 5 in defense, and they are quick to launch the counter-attacks, which in the heat and humidity could be telling. So will Costa Rica go for a draw, just have a packed defense, or will Italy try to sneak it? All sorts of fascinating permutations and combinations in a group that has proved to be the most interesting of them all.
Okay, but to get a coach's point of view on exactly how this match will pan out for the Italians, Karim, if you could tell us how exactly you see this one going today.
Well, Italy will come on a 4-4-2 on a diamond with Pirlo on an advanced position, hard-working 3 midfielders, De Rossi and the other 2, and then we have Canvera, who will play mainly on the flank, and Balotelli. Costa Rica will play with their 3-5-2, but it's more as a 3-6-1 because there will be only Campbell who will be doing the running on these kind of positions, and the midfield will be slightly compact. to tackle the threat of Italy.
Karim, of course, there is Balotelli up front, but it is, of course, it is down to Andrea Pirlo. Everybody, will be thinking about him as the star of the game, as somebody who will control the match. I mean, from a coach's point of view, how exactly would you plan this match for a Pirlo?
Well, Pirlo, what he will be looking, because Balotelli will be the target man, will be the strikers. And Pirlo is a very intelligent player who will be looking in spaces, floating into some spaces, like especially between the line of the defenders and the line of the midfield. So as much as this space is big, then you're going to see Pirlo operating all over this space and making damage. That's why it is very important to not allow Pirlo a lot of space. Beside the pressure on him and the marking, it's very important of the defenders, the line of defense, to always be very close to their midfield. And also sometimes if the midfield is deep, if the defense is deep, then the midfield also have to be very compact with the defense, and this will not allow a lot of space between the midfield and the defense of Costa Rica for Pirlo to stop a little bit his threats.
There's Pirlo, of course. There's another star in the team. Novi, if I can ask you about this, there is Buffon making his comeback. I mean, he's out of the injury. We expect him to play this match. Italy, I believe, have only had one clean sheet in the last 10 matches. He didn't play half the tournament last time round. So this man will have a point to prove tonight?
Yes, a bit of a gamble. I personally did think Sirigu would be an excellent choice because for Paris Saint-Germain, he's had an excellent season. Italy, though they have an excellent defense, somehow are not keeping clean sheets. But for me also, in Pirlo, the real unsung heroes are Daniel De Rossi and Claudio Marchisio. The work that they do gives Pirlo the space to thread those wonderful passes. So it'll be like a game of chess. Move and counter move, Italy trying to prise open the Costa Rican defense, Costa Rica trying to attack with speed. And of course it's this unexpectedness of the World Cup. This is the romance of the World Cup. That Costa Rica, unheard of, are suddenly being able to take on 4 times World Cup champions, and that we are talking so much about them. This match should have been dismissed in one line before the World Cup.
Novi, you did mention romance of the World Cup, and we believe Mario Balotelli has in fact said that if he indeed helps Italy win the next 2 matches and somehow helps get England's campaign back on track, he wants a kiss from the British Queen, of course, on the cheek. I mean, that's a difficult man to handle in your team. I mean, you never really know what Balotelli will throw at you. Karim, if you had a man like that in your squad, how exactly would you, control him almost?
Well, I had the experience in my career to have players like that, without mentioning the names. They are unpredictable. They are difficult personalities, and they can come. This kind of statement, for example, this statement of Balotelli. If I'm the coach of Costa Rica, I will definitely use it to motivate the Costa Rican teams to stop to make sure to stop Balotelli.
Okay, now there is another game tonight, and the second game will see the 1998 champions France face off against Switzerland. Both teams are coming off morale-boosting wins from their opening games and will want to stamp the authority in Group E. Abhimanyu Sen sets that up for us.
A spot in the final 16 will be at stake when France and Switzerland take the field at Salvador later tonight. But Didier Deschamps' France, who cruise past a hapless Honduras, will want to be wary of being complacent, given the never-say-die attitude the Swiss displayed against the much-fancied Ecuador.
It will be tough and challenging, and when you look at what has happened in the other groups, there are no minor teams, no minor matches. You have to take everyone seriously, and you have to give one's best to do the utmost to win.
The Les Bleus, who were in cruise control against the Honduras, will need Karim Benzema, Paul Pogba to deliver on their promises against a shaky Switzerland backline. But the Swiss, who are coming off a confidence-boosting win against Ecuador, will be relying on their pacey attack against Deschamps' boys, who will look to Johan Cabaye to act as the speed breaker against Zerdan Shaqiri and company.
Over the past 10 years, Switzerland has had a good record against France, as is France against us. We are in a special position since France is our neighbouring country and we always had a good duel with them. So to play against France is a big derby for us.
The French are a goal away from their 100th World Cup goal and will want to make the occasion special. Or will the Swiss play the role of party poopers and record their first win in the derby in more than 20 years?
Yes, now talking about this match, we will go to Karim to ask that question about a very special man in this squad, Karim Benzema. I'm also getting confused here with Ben Sharif and Benzema. But, you know, 2 goals in the opener, almost 3. I mean, we talk about talismanic players in each squad, but this is one man that we will have to look out for tonight.
Yes, Karim Benzema had a very good season with Real Madrid, and he started very, very brightly in his first game. In fact, he deserved a hat-trick if that goal was in. And he's oozing with confidence. He's in top form. Of course, it suits him a lot that he's playing with the very mobile players, Valbuena and De Cruz. Will be also Griezmann and Valbuena around him are giving him a lot of space, and especially also he have a very good midfield who gave him a lot of support and feed him with good passes so he can create chances and score.
Okay, Karim, if we if we could you maybe, you know, become Paul the Octopus for us for this one and maybe predict the scoreline for tonight?
A very tough match to call. I mean, I personally feel it's very tight. They are neighbors, they have a long-standing rivalry. The Swiss, like the French, are also now having a multicultural team, very methodically prepared by Ottmar Hitzfeld, the German coach. I have a sneaking suspicion it could end in a scoring draw.
Okay, so of course both our guests will be back at 11:30 to preview the first game for you with Digvijay Singh Deo, that is, and now the last game tonight pits both the Minos in Group E, Honduras and Ecuador, up against each other. Having lost their opening fixtures, both teams will be hoping for a change in fortune. Honduras will be without suspended midfielder Wilson, who was sent off in their 3-0 defeat at the hands of the French. Up against them will be an Ecuador side waiting to bounce back from the heartbreak of conceding a goal late in stoppage time to lose their opener against Switzerland. A win is an absolute must for both sides if they wish to keep their World Cup campaign alive. Now we slip into a short break, come back for more on the other side. Welcome back. We are going to take a look at last night's matches as well on the show. Luis Suarez put all fears about his fitness to rest as he struck twice to lift Uruguay to a 2-1 win over England, whose World Cup hopes now hang by a thread. Suarez returning after a knee surgery took all of 39 minutes to make an impact, strolling in unmarked to head in Uruguay's first goal. England fought back hard finally to equalise in the 75th minute with Wayne Rooney slotted home Johnson's cross from close range for what was his first World Cup goal. But Uruguay seized the game in the 85th minute as Suarez pounced upon a clearance from his own goalkeeper that was knocked on by Steven Gerrard to rifle it in. Having lost both their games so far, England will now be hoping for a miracle to make it to the next round.
The backroom team is desperately trying to organise a reshape here, and Suarez is...
Tonight's other Group C game wasn't quite as exciting as most of the other games we have seen at the World Cup so far, with Japan and Greece playing out a goalless draw. Japan dominated the play for most periods without finding a way through, making the most of their man advantage after the Greek skipper was sent off for a second bookable offence. Greece, usually renowned for their defensive strength, were guilty of sitting too deep and giving their opponents too much time on the ball. The night's best chance fell to striker Yoshido Okabu, but he failed to convert from barely a couple of yards out. The result virtually ends both the teams' chances of qualifying for the knockout stages. Of course, you, the viewers sitting at home, are also part of the conversation here on CNN IBN Sports. You've been writing to us all these days. Anuj Prajapati has written, Italy and Costa Rica in good form. Both teams won their opening match. Now it's interesting to see which team is going to win today. There's more that you all have written to us. Sneha Sen says, looking forward to watch Italy's scoreboard go high tonight. There's also more that you're writing. Highly disappointed with last night's performance of England. Hard luck Rooney in World Cup. Rooney, of course, scoring his first World Cup goal last night. And it could be another day when legends are brought to their knees. Will the legends fail or will they rise to win the World Cup? That's, of course, a question that we will see answered in just about a month's time. There's also the tweet of the day that we have picked hashtag World Cup. That's how you write to us, with the hashtag World Cup. It's nice to see Spain not sacking their coach. Wonder why there is a trend in football to sack their coaches. Of course, we really haven't heard much of that. You can be part of the conversation as well. You can tweet to us at IBN Live with the hashtag World Cup. Remember, that's World Cup with an S. Now that's it. That's all we have for you on the show. But before we go, here's a small reminder of just why Luis Suarez had the sort of impact he did last night. Thanks for watching.